All right, so this is a pretty good story, and it's showing that we're possibly seeing the tides turning in the culture. So what we have is at Texas A&M, a filthy commie professor kicked out a student for objecting to communist gender propaganda being in the curriculum, which, as you know now, is against the law, which is a wonderful thing. So I've always pointed out that it's great to pass these laws against the commies, but a key part of it is you have to enforce the laws. And so this was in Texas, well, Texas A&M, it's obvious. Anyway, so what's interesting is this patriotic student took issue with it and pointed out to the commie filth professor, it's against the law what you're doing. This is against Trump's executive order. And so it was recorded, and the video got enough traction on social media where people took issue with it. And wouldn't you know that the professor, the filthy commie professor, got fired. Now that's a change. That is a change. And it's not the first time. There was a filthy commie professor in Washington who assaulted a student who was a Trump supporter. He was fired. I think he had one of his fellow communists was also helping him beat up this man for wearing a Trump hat. And they not only were fired, but at least one of them was prosecuted and sent to jail. I got a light sentence for a week, much lighter than I would have preferred. But, I don't get a say, so it is what it is. Anyway, this is the way. See, this is what I talk about when I say that communists need to be removed from society legally, humanely, and politically. This is how you do it. And you know what's beautiful about this? The commies are the ones that laid down the blueprint for how to do this. So you might recall, I bring this up a lot, that after the whole gay marriage Supreme Court thing, commies then started to remove college professors, conservative college professors. They tried to remove them from society, and they were very successful at that to a point where you just didn't see conservative college professors. And so now, hopefully, the same can happen to them. And it's beginning to happen. Now, the question is going to be, is it going to be enough? That, I don't know. I hope so. I hope so. You have to be diligent. This is a long road. And but it's good to note progress as it happens, and hopefully this can happen in as many places as possible, whether it be colleges, whether it be schools. You can't have these people in society. It's completely insane. All they advocate for is evil. The entire commie ideology is about destroying humans and destroying civilization. Now, they don't say that. They pretend that they're helping and saving and all this stuff. But when you look at every single one of their policies, when it's done in practice, it's about destruction. Whether it's abortion, that's about destroying the lives of an unborn baby. Even stuff like the $15 or $20 mandatory minimum wage. See, what they do in that situation, because there is a problem, right? There is a problem. There are some people that work 2-3 jobs just to make ends meet, and they're in like a jam, okay? And that's a problem that exists. And so what commies do is they take a problem that exists in society and they pretend that they're going to come up with the solution to fix the problem. Well, what happened in California? Well, California, they passed the minimum wage law, and it caused thousands of people to lose their jobs and thousands of businesses to close. So the commie policy made the problem worse. And then when you point that out, they say, oh, you don't want working people to be able to make ends meet. No, the whole purpose is you're claiming to help working people, but you're hurting them. So if you have ideas for how to fix that problem, I'm completely open to it. Same with the healthcare system. The healthcare system is completely needs to be reformed. But lunatic commies are not going to be the ones that are going to provide the solution for that. I don't pretend to have the solution. And they have all these catchphrases, Medicare for all and all this stuff. But that doesn't even make sense. You're telling me rich people should get free healthcare? How is that sustainable? That like it's just it's retarded. It's completely retarded, and so it's unfortunate because there are real problems, and the solutions they offer, all they do is destroy. You look at the infrastructure bill that Joe Biden passed. If you actually look into how this stuff worked, like with the internet, it was supposed to hook up a lot of people for high-speed internet. Billions of dollars was wasted. You know how many people they hooked up to the internet? Zero. Zero. And the lunatic Democrat propagandists still tout that as a success. Because they don't look at, they either are deliberately lying or they just take the Democrat propaganda at face value. And if their Democrat propaganda bill says Infrastructure Act, they just automatically say, all right, well, we fixed the infrastructure because we passed this bill. It is ridiculous. So anyway, that's a great story about the Texas A&M professor. Hopefully they fire as many communist professors and teachers as possible, and we can finally get society back on track. Anyway, join us tonight for the Hard News Network live stream, 9 p.m. Eastern on Rumble, rumble.com/user/Hard News Network, and I'll see you there.